Hi, my Geminis. Welcome to Throne Talk Thursday, where we tap in and we go over where you're being called to lead, okay? And divine messages toward leading you, okay? Let's go ahead and dive in and see what spiritual messages are in store, okay? So you're being called to lead, okay? You're being called to, continue on with determination, with self-control, okay? To work smarter and not harder. So we want to be moving strategically at this moment, okay, Gemini? Because with those I guess characteristics, it's gonna allow victory. It's gonna allow smooth flow of progress, okay, or victory of progress, okay. What you're not seeing clearly right now, Gemini, is you are very. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was getting a download, but I'm getting my Geminis are stepping into balance. Like things are being restored. Things are being restored. Balance is being restored. Like I'm getting a download and I'm trying to figure out how to say it. There's like it's like almost like it's a balance. It's a natural balance that's coming in because I kept hearing the cycle of life. I kept hearing like the cycle of life. Okay, just think about the cycle of life. Okay, how we're born and we live, and we die and let me say that again. We live, we probably eat things of the land, and then when we die, our body, turns into ashes, it turns into soil, you return to the ground. I'm hearing dust. You turn to dust, or you return to the ground, and then the animals eat, that of the land thing in the ground is part of the land, and so the animals eat it, and then it's like it just keeps going. It's like I'm hearing cycle of life. So there's a natural balance that we're not seeing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Gemini. It's not that you're not seeing it, but this is actually what is supporting you right now. Okay. This is what's supporting you right now. This natural balance. Okay. And this natural balance um could be helping, you know, with you being able to, have that self control, or this could be consequential of, with this balance. Okay. However it is, they're going hand in hand. The chariot and the star card are going hand in hand right now. Okay. This natural balance it's restoring. Okay, it's restoring and it's providing, and with this you are able to, have that self-control. You're able to continue to be, determined and ambitious, and you're able to, I'm seeing a lot of achievements, a lot of accomplishments, victory. Okay, a lot of progress. Okay, a lot of growth and a lot of expansion as well. All right. Yeah. So, what you needed to do, what was being required of you, I believe there was like a block for my Geminis, and that's because we weren't in this, we weren't, we weren't in a space where we had that self control. Okay. We weren't in that space where we had the self control, okay? And so we might have been overindulging, maybe, with just different things, overindulging emotionally, overindulging physically, mentally overindulging, okay? Physically, okay? You could have been overeating, you could have been maybe, just overindulging, okay? If you drink, you were drinking to get like super drunk, like just overindulging, like, and just very like addictive behaviors, okay? And so, that was a block, okay? And that block needed to be released, okay? And I'm getting a sense that it has been released, okay? A lot of my Geminis have healed from this, immature. I'm not going to say immature because it is self-control. To me, is a talent that you have to build on, okay? You learn self-control, okay? You can lose self-control at any time, any moment in your life, but you can also gain it back, okay? You can strengthen your self-control. So I look at it more so as a talent, okay? And so we released, this, and I think that for a lot of my Geminis um that it was with a mindset as well. Like, I'm getting that it was with a mindset. So a lot of things got released with, a certain mentality. A lot of behaviors were released. A lot of cycles were released because of, releasing a certain mindset. Okay. And then the lack was one of the main things. Okay. And that lack, with that lack was the self-control. Okay. And so that all those things were blocking you from, reaching or becoming your highest self. And those blocks have been released. And so now, right now, this week, we're celebrating because we've been free of those blocks. We've been freed. We're free from those blocks. Okay. And we're moving forward confidently. And so there's, we're stepping into, a sense of peace. We're stepping into, you know, unlimited blessings, harmony. We're stepping into our harvest, okay? And when I say harvest, it's because we've put in a lot of work. We sowed a lot of seeds, Gemini. Okay, we've sowed a lot of seeds. We have. During this journey, during this shift, during this transformation, we've sowed a lot of seeds. Okay, and so now the seasons we have went through many seasons, and now this is the season where we reap our harvest. Okay, we get that prosperity, we get that home. We get that abundance. Okay, we get that celebratory energy, okay? And not just mentally, but spiritually, physically. We get that recognition. We're getting the things that that we want, and it feels good. It feels really good. We're stepping into this sense of fulfillment where it's different from before because we're receiving these things and we truly value them. We truly value them, and we know, how blessed we are to have these things that we're stepping into. And it's different from before because, I feel like for a group of my Geminis, like, you've always been spiritually blessed, okay? But just your choices depending on how you manage those blessings. And I think before there was a group of Geminis that probably, I'm not going to say that you didn't care, but you just probably mishandled the blessing. You probably mishandled the blessings, okay? Because you probably weren't really, in your highest element. You weren't really, you didn't realize you were still young, or still needed to be a little bit more. I'm hearing seasoned. You needed some more seasoning, okay? And it's not something to point the finger and put you at blame or say that it's your fault. But I think just honestly in this lifetime, we all have to learn, okay? And experience is the best teacher. And for a lot of my Geminis, experience was that great teacher for you. And so we're learning to appreciate things a lot more. We're learning to accept certain things. We're learning how to handle people, places, and things a lot better than what we used to. We're getting rid of that hot, you know, that hot, fiery, energy. And we're not necessarily getting rid of it, but we have that self-control. That's what I want to say. We have that self-control. So we know when to go on 10 and we know when to turn it down and walk away. All right. And it's a very beautiful thing because I'm hearing it's all coming together. It's all coming together for us, Geminis, and it's wonderful. Yeah, it's really creating King of Cups here on the table. It's really balanced for us right now, and for a lot of my Geminis, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time since we had this type of balance, and I think before, if we experienced something that was like a if we experienced any emotions or any energy that felt relatable to what we're stepping into right now, it wasn't really authentic, okay? It wasn't really authentic, or it might not have been the right. If it was authentic, then we weren't ready for it. We weren't ready to receive it. Okay? So but now, this time around, we're ready. We are. We are ready. We have the experience we need. We have the knowledge under our belt, and we also have that determination and ambition to maintain it and to be. And I think that's what a lot of the Geminis needed. We needed this shift and this transformation. Scratch that. We needed this transformation. We needed a tower moment to help us become more determined, more ambitious, so that we can create a sense of, self control to ultimately create balance. Okay. My Geminis, we know we can get very emotional. Okay. I mean, there are a few signs in the zodiac table that are get more emotional than us, but we are at the top. Okay. We do get emotional, and a lot of decisions are made out of that emotion. Okay. But in a healthy environment, naturally we're supposed to go with the flow. Okay. Naturally, we're supposed to have this self control and this balance. Okay. And I think for a lot of my Geminis, we're finally reaching that phase in our lives where we are allowing things to just flow. We are going with the flow. And with that is a lot of balance. Okay. It's self control. We're able to handle ourselves. We're mature enough to handle ourselves no matter what comes our way. Yes, it might throw us off. It might make us catch a breath, but we're able to withstand. We're able to withstand the test of time because like I said, we've endured. Okay, we persevered, and now we are equipped with all these. And I keep getting this, but I feel like it's been a lot of Geminis that I'm getting praying at night, or like probably throughout the day, or anytime there's an adversity or an obstacle, you pray for strength to get through, or you pray to be equipped with the tools to handle everyday everyday life hustle and bustle. Hearing equipped and armored to maintain and manage blessings. Like I'm getting a group of Geminis that have asked for specific things. Okay, like the average person might ask for money, but not really understand how abundance really works. Okay, abundance is deeper than monetary. Okay, abundance is abundance is peace, to the capability of always having peace no matter where you are, what you're going through, or who's around. Okay? Because I feel like for a lot of my Geminis, we are empaths, and we pick up on energies, and then a lot of times it's difficult because those energies stick. But we are we are we are I'm sorry, I'm getting a bunch of downloads at one time, and I'm trying to explain this the best way possible, but we are whew, this experience has really put a number on us. Like, it has us really, like, so legitimately grounded. I'm hearing rooted. I keep hearing withstand the test of time. Like, all that we've been through, this is exactly what it's for. We're able to manage things now. Whereas we couldn't manage it before. It was very difficult. Okay, especially if your circle is, especially if you're like, this is okay. So I'm getting like, there might be a lot of Geminis where your circle has reduced or become smaller. Okay, and maybe you might not even have a circle anymore. Okay, maybe you have to rebuild your circle, but like, everything is like to show you that you can do it. You don't need anyone to accomplish this. As long as you have God on your side, you can do anything. Okay? And so this transformation, it showed us that we were left. I feel like for a lot of my Geminis, we were in a phase or a season where we were going through something by ourselves. Like, it required us, we had to go through this transformation by ourselves. This was, and for a lot of my Geminis, and I'll, take it as it resonates, but for a lot of my Geminis, everything that we went through, we had to process this and go through it ourselves. We didn't have anyone that we could really talk to about these things. We didn't really have, like, a support system. Okay, but that's for a group, and then I feel like there's another group who did have this, but I'm speaking now for the ones that didn't. Okay, because I feel like you were the ones that were impacted the most, but you needed to go through this by yourself to understand, you know also to rid you of codependency, but to understand that you can do this by yourself. As long as you have God on your side, you can do anything. All things are, I'm here, all things are possible through Christ. But you know spirit, divine, universe, whatever you believe in. But what I'm trying to say is, this is something that we needed to understand, that we can and we will, and we did. Okay, so when we're stepping into this next season, we're going to step in confidently, because there's not going to be any codependencies. There's not going to be, because I'm getting, like, for some of my Geminis, some of the connections you had were blockages as well. They were they were blockages as well, and you could have been addicted to being around certain people, certain energies. But you needed to release yourself from that so you can step into all that you deserve. And that's what we're stepping into right now. And it was a season, but everything was required. It was needed. It was very much intentional. Okay, nothing you went through was in vain. We needed that in order to build structure. So now we have, we're dealing with a group of Geminis that have more, like I said, more control. Okay, more self-control, more order. Okay, is a sense of strong authority. And when I say authority, as far as knowing what we want, who we want around us, what our needs are versus what our wants are. Because I'm getting that for a lot of my Geminis who would combine the needs and the wants. And that also caused, it caused havoc as well, because we were allowing wants to interfere with the needs. And so we were putting the wants first and the needs last. Okay, and we were greatly impacted by that. So, this is very big for us right now, Gemini. It really is. And for a lot of my Geminis, we needed that. We needed to be able to um, build a stronger connection spiritually. Okay, we needed to be able to build a stronger spiritual connection. And for a lot of my Geminis, that's what we've done. We have. We have. Whatever your relationship is with what higher power you believe in, that's what I feel like a lot of my Geminis did. We enhanced, and we went through stages of enlightenment, stages of awakening. And it was so, and you might have been going through this for maybe about, I'm getting some of you maybe 2-3 years. Like, this was a process, I'm hearing process of elimination. Okay. And that's what each awakening, each enlightenment, it was like a process of elimination. And like you were not losing, because it's not a loss, but you were ridding yourself of things that did not serve you. And it was difficult. It was hard. Okay. It was. It was a lot of addictive, toxic behaviors, cycles, and, people, places, and things that we had to rid ourselves of. And it was extremely uncomfortable. It was. But in exchange, in place of that, we are receiving something better. We are receiving something better, something worth it. Yeah, something better, something worth it. We worked hard for it too, Gemini. We worked hard. I'm here day and night, like it was constant. We worked hard for it, and we're receiving it. King of Pentacles on the table. We're receiving it. We are. We're receiving it right now, Gemini. And it's making me, spirit is making me go back into what I was talking about when I was speaking on fully understanding abundance. Okay, understanding what abundance is, because what we worked hard for is bigger than material or monetary gain. Okay, abundance is when you open up, every time you open up your refrigerator, you have food to eat. There's never lacking food. Abundance is when you can flip the switch and your lights come on, turn the nozzle and the water comes on. Being able to watch whatever show you want comfortably, all your bills being paid. Abundance, okay? Not having to worry about where the next such and such is coming from, okay? Being able to always be able to keep a roof over your head, okay? If you have children, not having to worry about their needs, okay? And their wants, okay? We are stepping into a very fulfilling season right now. Abundance is bigger than big. Like, it's you got to understand abundance to always be able to have. Do you know that it's people in the world who can't even wash clothes, who don't even have a door when a storm comes, that doesn't have that pillow top bed with those pillows and those nice quilted blankets? Like, abundance is what, it's the everyday things that go unnoticed. I think it's a lot of things that we don't really pay attention to really value and appreciate. Abundance goes so far. Like, it's a lot of things that abundance is, and we don't even realize it, because we've gotten accustomed to certain ways and certain things. But and I kid you not, Gemini, like, I've been having this, like, just, it's been on my heart heavy about, raising my kids. Like, the way that I grew up is totally different from the way that my kids are growing up. And, if you grew up, like, depending on what year you were born, you can relate to that. Like, there was a time where, we didn't have YouTube. There was a time where, we didn't have certain access to, like, internet, or like, we didn't have AI, or like, we used to have house phones, and the way we used to go about linking up with friends and, get into like the teen nights and block parties and clubs and stuff, like it's totally different now. Okay. And so it was really put on my heart to like, I want to really teach my kids like to fully understanding, being grateful, understanding how to value things and be appreciative, because like in America alone, we've come a long way. We have. But you also, in culturally as well, we've come a long way. And that's whether you're Spanish, Chinese, black, like even, white people, we've come along, culturally, we've come a long way. All right. And so you have to think about it. In a lot of parts of the world, people are not in position, like our poverty in America is different from like poverty in Africa, poverty, poverty in India. Okay. Like is, South America poverty is different from like it's different. Okay. So it's a lot of things that we truly have to be grateful for. Okay. And I think we're like stepping into a season where we are truly realizing the worth and the value in things, and we're having a different type of appreciation for things, and not just things, Gemini, because I'm getting like even people, we're starting to value good people. It might be a few Geminis who probably took, people for granted, or it wasn't really a big deal. But now you're valuing, people, good people, because that this world, is full of, crazy ass people don't who only give a fuck about themselves. So when you come across a person who, is selfless, it makes you double take. It makes you look twice, like, why the fuck are you so nice? Where the hell did you come from? Do you know not what do you not realize what world we're living in right now? Like, you're starting to appreciate things in a different light. Okay. So Spirit wanted me to tap back on that. Abundance is, so we're getting into a place where we realize that abundance is not just monetary. Okay. It's not. Abundance is being able to create, the ability to co-create, like, being abundant in everything and in all matters. Okay. We are fully understanding things on a different level. Intuitively, and on a spiritual level, we have elevated so much. Like, I'm getting like a lot of my Geminis, like, we are tapped the fuck in. Like, this shit is so fucking surreal. It is like, this is unbelievable, unmatched, intuitive intelligence that we are stepping into, and we love it. It feels good to be in this energy. It really does. It really does. I'm hearing back to the normal programming. Yeah, so we have this, we have a lot of accomplishments. We have a lot of success and victory coming in, and I'm hearing that it's here now. Like, it's moving fast. Like like it's starting now. For a lot of my Geminis, we've already started to sense this. Even if you don't really fully like see any type of like monetary gain or anything in that nature, like, I'm getting a lot of my Geminis, their energy is different. Their energy is different, and they're noticing, their intuitive power, their intuitive strength. Like, they feel it. Like, this is something. I tell my son all the time, there's a lot of things in this world, some of the best feelings you don't see, some of the best things you don't see. Okay. You probably can't touch, but you can feel it. Okay. And I give him examples of that. And I feel like right now is exactly that. This spiritual blessing that we've been gifted with, we're feeling it. Okay. You might not see it right now, Gemini. You might not see it right now this minute, but you're feeling it. You're sensing it, okay? And it's here. I'm hearing right now today. It's here. Okay? It's coming in fast, and it's bringing a lot of accomplishments, like I said. A lot of growth, a lot of expansion. Okay? And for a lot of my Geminis that just heard, we're going to feel it before we see it. So we're going to feel all of this, we're going to feel it internally before we see it externally. Yeah. This is something that we were spiritually gifted. Like I said, we're going to feel, and you can see, we're going to feel it spiritually first. We're going to feel it in our spirit before we see it. So don't be fooled. Don't be tricked into thinking like, oh, dang, and trick you out of something. You're going to feel it first before you see it. You are. You're going to feel that stillness. You're going to feel that balance. You're going to feel the calmness. We just came out of one hell of a season. I'm getting some Geminis that feel like they look like what they've been through. So we're coming out of that feeling. Okay? Because I feel like it was a lot of my Geminis that were still, wrapped up in that energy, of what they had been through. And so now you're starting to feel that peace after the storm. You are. You're starting to feel that peace after the storm. You're starting to feel that peace after the storm. And after the storm, it hits, the storm, lightning strikes, it hits buildings, it creates smoke and havoc. And the smoke is clearing, and things are starting to get calm. And we were in recovery, and so now we're starting to see a lot of things and notice a lot of things about ourselves. We're feeling it. And we're taking the time to pay attention. And I think with that, taking our time to pay attention, that's when we start seeing it. That's when we start seeing, the physical rewards. We pay attention to ourselves and what we have received spiritually, intuitively, and then we pay attention to that, and then out of nowhere we start to see the physical rewards. We start to understand. Things start to become clear. We understand. Yeah, things become clear. And so it really hits home. It really hits home on how far we've come, how far we've grown, how we've allowed ourselves to be guided. We start to fully see everything that was given to us. And it's amazing. It puts us in a sense of awe. It gives you that type of feeling, gives you I'm hearing an unmatched confidence. It gives you an unmatched confidence. And I'm getting, like, for a group of my Geminis, you might get in this energy where you think about all that you've been through, all that you've endured, and it makes you cry. It makes you cry because you think about how far you've come. It makes you think about, where you were versus where you are now. And it trips you out. It psychs you out. Like, it's like, I can't believe it. Like, I really used to be XYZ and now I'm LMNOP. Like, I'm getting for a group of my Geminis, like, it really puts you at awe. It really takes you, I'm hearing mind boggling. It's really mind boggling how fast the tables turn. And it seems fast now, but I guarantee you, if I would have talked to you maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, you would have been like, when is these blessings coming in? I've been hearing it for the longest. When am I going to receive it? Yeah. But now the tables have turned, and you have, you know, your tables have turned, and you're receiving, and a lot of things have ended. A lot of things have ended. If you felt like you were suffering, it's to an end. No, like I'm hearing no more pain. And you're going to enjoy it the way that you're supposed to. You're going to enjoy these rewards, these blessings, the way that you're supposed to. You're going to take your time with yourself and do, you're taking your time to you know, just look at how far you've come. And it just puts a lot of things in perspectives. Like I'm getting Geminis who are thinking about, the journey, the process of this transformation, of this big shift, and they're thinking about the things that they went through. And now when they think about it, now they see it from a clearer light, a clearer view. Now they like you not only are you crying, but you're laughing at the same time, because it makes sense why you had to walk to that bus stop for 2 weeks straight, or had to go that week with no food in the fridge, and just why you had to deal with this person that want to be an asshole and fuck with you every top of the morning. Like you're starting to realize it's all starting to make sense. Yeah, it's starting to make sense. You're looking at it from a different light. Hate man on the table. Things are, you're putting things in perspective. It's starting to make more sense. It's starting to make more sense. You're truly understanding why you had to go through what, and like I said, nothing was in vain, and you're realizing that. You're thinking back, and you're realizing exactly what I'm saying, that it was not in vain, that everything was absolutely intentional in order for you to get this new beginning, this fresh start, this rebirth. You had to. That was the only way to, there was no other way but that way in order to get rid of things that did not serve you. Devil card on the table. That was the only way to get away from it. Seven of Swords. In order to step into this Queen of Pentacles, to receive this balance. Okay? It was the only way to get this ultimate peace, balance, this abundance. It was the only way. Lose to win. Yeah, it was hard, but you did it, Gemini. You absolutely did. You did it. Spirit keeps talking about, I'm seeing the way the cards are coming out. I'm seeing like a Gemini that keeps thinking back on, yeah, you keep thinking back on all that you've been through. It's almost giving you like a sense of nostalgia, like you're deep in your thoughts about this. And I think it's a lot to do with, being at awe about these blessings that are coming in. But like I told you, you're going to feel it first before you see it. And so I think it's going to, this moment of like this nostalgia energy is going to come once once you've seen and once you feel it, once you felt all you can feel with it, and not say that you're not going to feel it anymore, but what I'm trying to say is when you really realize, like, I really feel good, I really feel peace, I really feel balance. Like once you realize that, you start seeing the physical rewards come in, and it's like once you start seeing, it's like you see it little by little, and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's like that's when that nostalgia feeling comes in, because it's like it has you like, man, like you can't get over how blessed you are. You went from stress to blessed, and it's like you're very in your head, like it's mind boggling. It's mind boggling how God works. That's what I'm hearing. It's mind boggling how God works, and how you are able to, go from nothing to something and step right into ultimate fulfillment. And all of that is happening this week. Like, I feel like maybe, for a lot of my Geminis, you're in that feeling right now of feeling it. Okay. Maybe next week you might start seeing it. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. We can pull a timing card and see when will we start seeing the physical, but it's really not of big of importance right now. The bigger thing is to allow yourself to feel this, because I feel like the first part is, this spiritual gift, spiritually being filled up. And I think with this spiritual fill up is coming that enhancement, more enhancement of your intuitive powers. Okay. So, I mean, we can see, but I think the main focus right now, Gemini, is just allowing yourself to feel everything of that peace and balance in your life right now. Because I'm hearing a Gemini that's been through a shit show. One hell of a motherfucking storm. You still standing. You are still standing. And it's like this story, like, you have a story that is so, so amazing, Gemini. It really is. It really is. If you were to write a book or maybe create like some type of, movie about your life, people would be interested, because it's that, it's that engaging. It's that, you really have some lessons and some things that you can teach the people. Okay. There's a lot of misled people out here, especially in society today. There's a lot of misled, and especially young people that, because they're, whether you have someone in your corner or you have support, you know or whether you don't. Like, I feel like it's a lot, because a lot of times, we rather experience, a lot of times we don't want to hear anyone else tell it. But I feel like with your story, Gemini, you could save people from a lot of bullshit. I do. I feel like you can save a lot of people from a lot of, especially those hard heads that end up with a soft ass. Yeah, you'll save them from a lot of bullshit, because with your story, it's relatable. It's definitely relatable. And the way you're going to tell it in a way that just, people feel understood, because there's a lot of misunderstood people in the world right now. And I think by you telling your story in the way that you're going to tell it, it makes people feel understood. And I think it's going to give a lot of inspiration and a lot of confidence as well. There's a lot of people in the world living in self-doubt, not really knowing who they are fully, because people make them feel like, make them feel shitty for who they are. There's a lot of people and family members that don't accept, their loved ones for the way that they are. They try to make them change and be something that they're not, rather than loving and accepting them for who they are. You never know. That might be the next billionaire in your family. And you trying to treat them bad and make them feel like they green, they lame, because they're different, because they don't do what you do. They don't got the same hobbies as you. Like, I don't know. I'm just getting that, Gemini. I really am. I'm getting that. So yeah, you got a story to tell. And people would be eager to read, listen, watch, however you want to tell your story. However it gets told, people would engage. You could really, make a big impact on the world with your story. You really could. Okay. When will Gemini start seeing the physical rewards of their blessings? When will Gemini start seeing the physical rewards of their blessings? And I start seeing the physical rewards of their blessings. Like I said, spirit might want to keep it a surprise. I don't know, Gemini. Like, I just really feel like the most important thing right now is focusing on that spiritual gift that's in right now. There's a spiritual gift that's in right now that I feel like we should be focusing on. We have to really feel it, really, take it all in and appreciate it. We do. I don't think spirit is going to tell us. It might be a secret. It might be, something that we're not meant to know yet, because I think our focus should be on the spiritual right now. And I think it might not be a timing for it. We did get by the end of the month, December. I'm getting 8, maybe 8 days, 8 weeks. Eight weeks is going to put us, that will put us in what, November, December? It might be from now until December. From now to the end of December, maybe, we can expect to start seeing the physical rewards. Okay? Yeah. From now until sometime in the future. Yeah, from now until December, we're going to start seeing, the physical rewards. But the main focus right now is, accepting and appreciating the spiritual, because that's the gateway. That's the gateway to receiving. Yeah, it's the gateway to receiving the physical. All right, Gemini. But this is your Throne Talk Thursday. Everything looks beautiful. Like, you are stepping. You are stepping. You are definitely in your throne energy right now, Gemini. You are. You stepped out of, you stepped out of a transformation and stepped right into your throne. And I'm very happy for you, Gemini. So take care.